بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. The question says ما حكم خلع الجوربين عند كل وضوء احتياطا للطهارة? With regards to making wudu and taking off your socks, intentionally removing your socks before you perform wudu, something that's very common among many people. We see them doing. They come into the masjid or the wudu station or whatever, and they remove their socks before they make wudu, even though they made wudu in their homes and they put on their socks. They dried their feet early, fajr, they've dressed with wudu, but for one reason or another, when they make wudu, they say, I want to remove my socks and wash over my feet. I want to take off my socks and wash over my feet. الجواب هذا خلاف السنة وفيه تشبه بالروافض الذين لا يجيزون المسح على الخفين. والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال للمغيرة حينما أراد نزع خفيه قال دعهما فإني أدخلتهما طاهرتين ومسح عليهما. First and foremost, this is something which is against the sunnah. It's khilaf al-sunnah. He didn't say it's haram, but it's something that is contrary to the sunnah. Secondly, it's also a means of imitating the rawafid. Rafida, or as the common term, or the common Muslims say, Shia. The proper term meaning Rafida. Rafida. That's the proper term for them. He says this is a means of imitating them. Those who hold it haram to wipe over anything over the feet, socks, leather socks, khuffain, and things like this. The Prophet ﷺ, he told Mughira ibn Shu'bah radiallahu anhu, his companion, when he was helping the Prophet perform wudu, he was helping the Prophet make wudu, take off the cloak, get in the water for him, so on and so forth. He went on to take off his leather socks, and the Prophet ﷺ said, Da'huma, said, leave them be. Don't take off my leather socks. Why? فَإِنِّي أَدْخَلْتُهُمَا طَاهِرَتَيْنِ. He says, because I put on these leather socks and I had tahara. I had tahara. My feet were already pure. In other words, he had wudu before he put on the khuffain. So this hadith in Bukhari Muslim, and that's also the end of the fatwa of Shaykh Uthaymeen, is that a person should not take off his socks if he already put on the socks with wudu early on in the daytime. The other rulings of the wudu and the rulings of wiping over the masah al-khuffain or upon the jawrabain, the socks. Everybody understand this? With that condition, as far as if a brother made salat al-fajr, took off his shoes, took off his socks, fell asleep for a couple of hours, took a nap before work, then put his socks back on, that's a different story. And he didn't get a chance to make wudu on his feet again, that's a different story. Take off the socks and wash your feet. But you had on your socks from fajr or dhuhr to asr, whatever the case may be, you wipe over them, that's the sunnah. And taking them off is not from the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Many Muslims, they do this for one reason or another. Some of them, they feel that it's haram to wipe over socks. Polka dot socks. Yellow, black, and gray socks. Argyle socks. Business socks, or whatever the case may be. Gym socks. Ankle socks. Whatever type of sock it is, some Muslims, they feel that it's haram. You can't wipe over socks, period. Unlawful. Okay? Other Muslims, they may be taught that it's best to wipe over the foot. That's the asl. And there's some people who may imitate the Shia, or may even be Shia, waliyadu billah, and things like this. What's important is that the way of Muhammad ﷺ is to do what? He says, leave them be. And it allows no doubt that there is no difference between a sock and a khuf with regards to the purpose of wearing it. Protecting your feet from something, keeping your feet cool, keeping your feet warm, keeping your feet dry, and also a means of style. A means of style. So a madhab that says you can wipe over the khuf, but you can't wipe over a sock, this is weak. You can wipe over a leather sock, but you can't wipe over gym socks because it's not leather, the water control is weak. It's not supported in the authentic sunnah. Nor is it imported in the maqasid al-sharia, the objectives of legislation. Why did the people wear leather socks then? Leather socks was not a means of ibadah. It wasn't something that was specific that the Prophet and the Sahaba wore because of the material. Leather and cotton, same concept. It gives you style. It's with your wardrobe. It keeps your feet warm. It keeps your feet cool, sweat. smell, it's comfortable, have to work, a boot, a shoe, it's all the same purpose. Obviously, leather and cotton are different, whereas leather is tougher. Now, rough and everybody saying this, leather is tough. It lasts long. But it's still the concept of you wear it for similar reasons and similar purposes. And the objective of the Sharia is not washing the feet a second time. When you have on leather socks, you just do a gentle wiping. So whether it's leather, solid, or whether it's cotton, it doesn't make a what? It doesn't make a difference. Because the purpose is not to get your feet wet. If the purpose was to get your feet wet, then you wouldn't wear the khuf anyway. You would just wipe or you wash your foot. But you're wearing something, so there's no purpose of it being waterproof or not. That's baseless. That's what? That's baseless. I bought, last but not least, it was in New Jersey one night. We're in a masjid. I think we were in close to Piscataway, New Jersey. They had an advertisement for some Islamic socks. They're not khufs, but they're Muslim Islamic socks. And on there is approved by Mufti Fulan and Mufti Fulan, and the Mufti approved that these socks are permissible to use and to wipe over, and they're just like khuffain. So it was interesting. So I asked the brother, the host at the masjid, I said, can you get me some of these? Alhamdulillah, next morning he brought me a box, brand new, spanking new as we say. And on the back of the box is a whole long thing. The Fiqh Council that approved the socks. Yani, the water can't, it's breathable socks, but the water can't get through. It's waterproof but breathable, so on and so on and so forth. This is permissible to wipe over it. As if this type of sock isn't. La shak, yani, the concept of takalluf, of going overboard. Okay, being extreme and over precautions in certain things with regards to a sock. But as we said before, this adhkar that you're making, is this approved? Is the book of hadith that you're using, is it approved? Is your wife's hijab approved? Is your masjid and so on, are these things approved? Have you sat down and given the amount of investigation and time to other things that you're doing in your deen? Have they been sunnah approved and fiqh approved? Not even sunnah, just fiqh approved. What of the fuqaha said that you can do this? Did Imam Abu Hanifa ever say that you can say this and do this? And did he ever say that? Not saying that's a sunnah, but for argument's sake. So yani, this is a very unfortunate concept of going overboard in certain things and totally lax in other things. So what's important is the Prophet and the Sahaba, they wore leather socks for a specific reason. Even though there are other hadith on other types of socks as well. There are hadith on other types of socks. But let's stick with that which is clearly authentic and run on the leather sock. There's a reason why they wore leather socks. Everybody understand this? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, what is translated to mean, that the flesh and the blood don't go to Allah. Allah says, however, taqwa from you reaches Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the concept of the material, of the product, of the form, is not always what's intended in the deen. Why can't you eat pork, the flesh? Why can't you drink khamr? Why can't you deal with riba? And so on and so forth. There's wisdom behind those things. It's a hikmah behind the thing. Why can't a man wear silk? Is silk a bad thing? Is it a nasty thing? Obviously not. It's going to be silk in Jannah. But it's a spiritual, it's a hikmah behind you not wearing silk. And similarly, when things are permissible, it's not based off of the material, but it's based off of the concept. The leather sock, the cotton sock is a concept. Ease, simplicity, traveling, performing ibadah. Everybody understand this? There's no pure, holy leather. The leather is the fabric that is beloved to Allah. The hide is the thing that goes to Allah. No. The Arabs wore leather socks. That was their style. That was their custom. That was their dress. People today wear different types of socks. So the person's fiqh, the fiqh, it has to be versatile. It has to be elastic. It has to be new and fresh. You can't have old, stale, outdated fiqh. That's not going to work. There are things that do remain the same, yes. The principles that don't change with the time, nah. But the application of the things are based off of the text, the Dalil, Kitab and Sunnah. And leather is not something, it's not the material that's what? The material. It means nothing. It's the concept. Everybody clear on this? It's very important. And oftentimes you find modern day hardships because the faqih's mind, his fiqh, is stuck in those books that aren't directly based upon the Sunnah, let alone the constant change of things. Wallahu ta'ala alam. And there's a balance in that, of course, as we clearly explained.